Hey guys, and welcome to another video here on Chips PC Lounge. Hope you're doing okay today. And before I get onto the video about Drip Garden, I just want to do a quick piggy bank update. And Forex said in the chat on Animal Farm that things were going fast and those making good progress. And it looks like what's going to happen is at some point today or tomorrow, we are going to send our Pig V1 tokens to an address that the developers give us. And in return we will get V2 tokens, and this window will be up until Tuesday, and I assume after that they will reopen the piggy bank at some point on Wednesday maybe. But for me, as long as they take the time with it and make sure it's all running as we expect, then that's good. And for those in the piggy bank still, you don't need to compound, or you can't sell your truffles either, so just don't do anything with those. And I believe the piggy bank stuff will be auto migrated over, so you don't have to do anything with your piggy bank, just your pig tokens. Not 100% yet on whether we need to harvest any pig tokens that we've got in the pools in the farm, because those will be unlocked at some point, I think today, so we can pull funds from the pig pen. But I'm not sure if we can harvest our pig tokens to send in, so I'll try and find that out at some point, and if I do, I'll put it in the comments. Anyway, let's just have a quick look on what's happened with Drip in the last day or so. You can see we've had this downtrend for quite a while. Started all the way up at 120, 130. This is the 15-minute chart, so we've got a bit of a closer perspective here. And we had this steady decline for a long time. Looked like it might have been slow in here, but it carried on. But then from around 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock yesterday UK time, we've kind of just gone sideways. Perfect consolidation. And that's with the Drip BUSD pool. If we go into the Drip network website and onto the fountain page, we'll see that they've got it at 58.67, and the difference is because that's BNB and Drip. Okay, that's a different kind of pool. Two different pools, and I've got the price of the Drip BUSD because we're going to look at the Drip Garden and see how that's been getting on the last few days. And the LP tokens you put into the garden and get paid in are Drip BUSD LP tokens. So that's why we've got the Drip BUSD price. You can see the slow chunk of sales here, but obviously not enough to keep the price going down at the moment. There's some buys coming in as well, but just not in the last 10 minutes or so. You can see some decent buys, $500, $200. I did see a 6,000 earlier. Got 1,300, 700. So, oh, there's a 6,000. Look, so there is some buys starting to come in now, and some decent size buys, not just little. Yesterday all we had was like small ones. But yeah, the garden. Let's have a look at how the garden's been getting on. Contract balance is still going down, but it has slowed down quite a bit in the last day or so. I do track it all the time I compound or harvest, and I'm up to 340 plants now, so we are making progress. And what I did do a few days ago is I wanted to see how much a harvest would affect my garden. And I think it was the 10th March, I did take out 0.541 LPs. I still have the drip in my wallet with the BUSD that I made from that. It was only about $15 or something. But it did give us a bit of a dip. My LP went down from 0.97 to 0.95, so I lost over 0.02 LP tokens from my value, if you will. So harvesting when the garden is on a downtrend is not a good idea. But we're seeing the Drip USD price kind of stabilize now, which is going to be good. And for the last day or so, my garden has pretty much stayed even. I've only done one compound today, and that was at like 12:03 or something. So I'm just putting some data in. I've been at work. So we're still doing the sideways movement with the drip USD. If that starts to tick up, that'll be good for our LP token price, which is kind of stabilized around 26.70. It's like I said, the contract balance is still going down, but it is starting to slow up a little bit. There's been a bit of a gap between my last two compounds, so it's not as accurately portrayed. But I'll be plotting more points on later on, and I expect this is going to start to flatten off a little bit. Because as drip starts to look a bit more bullish, I'm sure people will want to get back into the garden. What else we got here? Reward price, obviously that's going to come down most of the time. There is a good chance that we'll see some upwards momentum here if we get a bull run for the token, as the decay has been a lot more than it should have been. So if you think the decay should be at a certain amount, which is a lot less than it has been, we're way lower than the natural decay suggests it should be. So there is room for this to grow if people invest in the token and the contract balance goes up. Daily income has fell from around 35 at a high here to we're around 25 now, and looking to hit a bit of a floor there. So that's good that it's starting to stop bleeding, I suppose. It's good that it's going sideways, and then hopefully we're going to see an uptick soon, but that depends on the drip price. But I think a lot of people have been looking at this tool today in the last few days. I did see this from T-Crypto, and I saw it from the DeFi crypto guys. So shout out to those trying to help promote the garden. And you can see this will update once a day at midnight, and it's got some really good information about doomsday. So that's if everyone just took from the garden, no one invested, would have 31.4 days. Tells you your plants per day, current value and stuff like that. Really useful tool. Pretty much like all the other tools out there that'll tell you, your values and things. But this has got this extra bit of information here. You can see I've only took a very small amount of ROI as I'm compounding most of the time, as it makes no sense to harvest. I mean, that one I did affect my garden quite a bit. So I'm not going to be harvesting anytime soon unless we get a nice trickle up, and then I'll start doing small harvest to try and take small amounts out, but I want to get some good growth back. You can see that the decay is slowed down. So when this decay is over your daily interest, that's when you're going to be seeing negative growth. It looks like in the last day it's starting to turn around. So we should start to see our value or LP value go up. You've got your overall plant value here in LP tokens. That's, you can see at the minute, not the minute, at midnight it was 0.083. You've got this plant tracker here as well for plant value. You can see that's starting to like curve. There's a bit of a curve there, so it's going to hopefully trickle back up for a little bit. As you can see, the plant value can go up. It went off on a bit of a run after launch, and it started to dip, and then it started to run up again in February. That's when I've tracked it on my spreadsheet around here. There's a bit of a slight uptick from the 14th to the 20th. That's what I've got here. But obviously personal behavior will come into this a little bit as well. And then you've got this decay here. You can see the positivity over time, and it's been over 3% a lot of the time. Look, 4.4, 5, 4.5. So those are the days, no matter what you did, you'd have lost. And it's a really good tool. This you can see where you are on the ladder as well for the whales over here to the people just coming in with small amounts of capital. So it's a good tracker to have, and just to keep a bit of an idea of where things are. I do like to just have a look at this once a day, but I do like to keep track on my own spreadsheets as well. So what can we expect from drip in the next day or so. It's very important time for drip right now. We're kind of hitting those support levels that we spoke about before, around 54. We didn't actually hit it yet, but you can see the momentum has slowed from the downtrend. It doesn't mean it won't go further, because we've had some kind of sideways movements before. But for those of us in the garden, these sideways movements will be helpful to try and beat the decay that's naturally happening right now. And hopefully we'll start to see a bit of an uptick and get some value back in our gardens. And I am seeing a lot of videos where people are just selling, and I don't see the point. Why would you sell at this low point? If you've rode this wave down for so long, I do not see the point in selling right now. You might as well stay in the garden and just keep compounding, and then at one point you'll get some consolidation. Take out then if you want to take some money. When you get a flat line, you're losing a lot less than if you take out on a downtrend. So we'll try and take some money out personally when we're maybe back above 60, 70. We might hit a bit of a stop here at 81. I'm not sure what will happen in the short term though. It depends what happens here. We could see some upwards momentum, which will be good, but it's not confirmed for me yet that we're in an uptrend. I've seen a lot of talk in the animal farm chat and things that we're, it's turned around, but I can't see it just yet. I'm just seeing consolidation, which I'll take consolidation after this downtrend. For those of us in the garden and in the drip faucet, 1% a day and 3% a day. Consolidation means we're going to be getting some value out of it. You can see here drip in the last day is down 1.5%, so that's lower than our gardens, but not lower than our faucet percentages. So, it's kind of good news, but it's not nothing to shout about just yet. So we'll have to see how that goes, and hopefully when the piggy banks open again, people don't go back to draining the garden and the faucets, and we can get some bullish drip news and get back to what I came in the 70s originally on the way up, somewhere around, where was we when I came in? I think it was just after this trend here, so it might have been around 80 actually, somewhere in this bit anyway. I came in because it was the 20th of January, so it could have been 79, 78. That's when I got in. So I'm not too much down actually. It might be about even. So what am I looking for? Yeah, just a bit of more buy pressure at this point. I'm seeing some more buys than before, but you can see there's still quite lots of people selling for some reason at these levels. Maybe they need the money, but I don't think it's the price to sell at now. Not until we get some further confirmation of what's going to happen next. Is it going to keep going? Is it going to break through this resistance point? Or we're going to see a nice little run up to $70, $80? And for me, I'll be compounding my garden, keep that growing, and we'll just have to see what happens with drip. But yeah, that's a bit of an update on the piggy bank and my garden. And hopefully your gardens are starting to grow a bit now. The more you compound on a flat tray, on a flat chart, is the most you're going to get out of the plants that you've got. So you'll be heavily rewarded if we do get a uptrend. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next anyway. When we get some more news from Forex, I'll do a video tomorrow on the piggy bank. And I'm excited about the garden. I hope people see the value in the garden at these price points. If you are going to get in, if we have got a bit of a resistant point on the charts, it's not the worst time to actually get in. I'd wait personally just to see a bit more of an uptick on the BUSD chart, but it's the best chance to get in that you've had for the last few months. So do your own research, and if you do get in the garden, I would appreciate anyone using my link. That'd be great. very small YouTube guy and a small guy compared to so many people who've got thousands and thousands of plants and drip tokens. I'm just trying to spread a bit of news about drip here in the UK to my friends and things. Anyway, that's enough rambling for today. I will do an update over the weekend, guys, and see you on the next video.